Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this video. This video is when we went to Albuquerque and I ended up biting that washer in my taco.
Oh no.
And we had a lot of feedback about that on the short video. But I wasn't trying to like get any money out of them or anything. So we ended up getting as far as putting out the short video, and it got enough attention to where the lawyers that represented the insurance company that represented Fontier restaurant gave me a call. We went back and forth for a bit, but it turns out that my tooth is actually okay, so I didn't bother them about anything. It was just a bad morning. But thank you guys again for checking out this video, and we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us for a bit. We hope you guys enjoy it. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys. I look like I have war paint on. The shadow going right across my eyes.
We're heading to Albuquerque, and the train was stopped again right here on the tracks, and it was because they were refueling. We're assuming it's because the trains have been sitting idle for a couple of days now because of the derailment. So they're refueling it, and the school buses are parked right there. They're all full of kids too. That sucks. They're just gonna wait there. But we went around, or we're going around. Busted.
Oh my gosh, did you see that? That's insane.
If you're running drugs, don't be coming through New Mexico. We got enough problems here as it is. We already seen some wild stuff.
Very wild.
Drive's going along pretty smooth. We're trying to make it over there. We've made it into Albuquerque, and we have hit traffic at 9 o'clock, which is kind of strange. I thought this is like a noontime thing.
Remember when we were driving this way, I think that sign said there's a crash on Rio Grande Boulevard.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
I should have went around Central. Ooh, car. Man, you never really see how big these pillars are. Like, look at this thing.
This is what's for breakfast. Strangely, this is exactly what I wanted for breakfast. That looks delicious. Dang. I'm not even kidding you guys. I think this is a piece of metal. This like seriously hurt my tooth. I bit into it in my taco. So I talked to Ian, the manager, and he said that washer comes off of one of the monitors that hangs above where they make the tacos. That's how they ended up in my taco. Hurt my tooth really bad. So they're figuring out how to fix the situation. We shall see where this goes from here. An incident report was filled out. Hopefully it just chills out and it's okay. We shall see. We were at Fontier having breakfast, and MamaBear was telling me how good the food was. So we went in, we ordered. I enjoyed the atmosphere. We got our food. Looked delicious. I started eating. The red chili was amazing. So the food was pretty good, all in all. So I was, I would say, in the middle of it. So by then, all of my senses have been dulled by my eating. So I was really into eating. I took a bite of the taco, and I bit what I thought was like a button but it turned out to be a metal washer. Hurt my tooth pretty bad because eating's a serious business to me. So, as uncomfortable and as angry as that made me, I went up and talked to the manager, and I was polite about it, let him know what had happened. And as soon as I told him what was going on, as soon as I showed him the washer, he knew right away what it was. And he told me that it was from one of the monitors that are hanging above the stations where they make the tacos. So hopefully nothing comes of it, and hopefully my tooth just feels all right. So we've got like an hour before we need to get to the hospital. My breakfast didn't work out so well. So we're going to try what Mama wants. That experience was far more pleasant than the Fontier experience.
That was so good.
I loved it. Definitely not what I would normally eat for breakfast, but it's extremely refreshing and it was very tasty. It wasn't anything that was like, what the heck am I eating?
And you got an energy boost in yours, huh?
Yes.
I just got some extra protein in mine, so I was trying to eat as much of the acai berries as I could.
I got mine with waffles on strawberries, blueberries, and bananas over the acai smoothie underneath it. It was delicious. MamaBear got the same thing, except instead of waffles, she just got peanut butter on hers. We are back here at the hospital. This is the ER entrance that I would always come out and meet our buddy Derek at. And right over this wall is where we spent a lot of months in the trauma center and ER. Making it nice and huge. We got here to the hospital and we actually found a pretty good parking spot. The elevators are directly back there. We have checked in. All right, you guys. We have finally made it into a room. It is a little bit behind schedule, but we kind of expected that. We expected like a half an hour, 40 minutes tops. Right now, it is 2:22. So we are 2.5 hours behind schedule. Yes. MamaBear's appointment was at 11:50, so we've been waiting out there since about 11:40. And we've definitely built up an appetite.
Yes, we have.
But it was nice. We had some really nice conversations with a lot of nice people out there. Mm-hmm. Kind of cool.
Now I can show you guys my leg. Not so terrified or scary looking. Well, I think it's still scary looking.
It's healing up okay, though.
It's healing up good. And we got proof it's healing up good.
Yes. We're heading back to the truck now.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. All right, you guys, we are done at UNM. We expected the wait to be a little bit, as it always is, but we had all good news though. According to MamaBear's x-rays, her legs are healing up just fine. The doctor was very surprised. He remembers that he told her it'll be at least a year before she's walking. It is 10 months right now. Almost 10 months. It's coming up on 10 months right now. So he was pleasantly surprised that she is moving around the way she is. That's cool. He played it off like he didn't have any really... He played it off like he didn't even really have a part in this too. He was just like, nah, the bones are the easy part. Like, man, that was a lot of work that he had done to not only save her legs, but save her life. And we were going through her case and talking about the percentage for mortality rate based on when she came in to the hospital. So that's a very, very scary conversation to have, but I'm glad we were having it post-accident and not during, so that's good.
Yes. My doctor, Dr. Wharton, said I'm free to do whatever I want.
Skydiving.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. We're further down the road back to Gallup. We were gonna hang out and do a few things in Albuquerque, but the extra waiting time at the hospital really wore me down. So I really couldn't think of what we were supposed to do or wanting to do after that. So it started to feel like Albuquerque just wasn't for us today. So we just left. We didn't stop anywhere for food or gas or anything. We just left. And as we were leaving, there was it's crazy. There's the orange barrels on the freeway, and we're driving by them with a vehicle on this side and a vehicle behind us. And MamaBear's driving, and out of nowhere, one of these orange barrels just blows over, like right in front of her. For a second, she slammed on the brake and then realized there was a car behind us. So then it turned into like, we're just gonna hit it and deal with the airbags, or try to steer through the barrels and not overcorrect the ride. So it took a little bit. Luckily, the rides around us were not too close, but we made it through there. I think it scared her pretty bad, and she is just getting used to driving again. So I think it's a good idea that we left. And usually we get something to eat after the appointments, because the appointments have been good news. As with today was really good news. And we didn't get anything cool to eat. So I was asking MamaBear if she wanted to stop somewhere on the way home, or if we're just going to go home, take some food to the boys, and then get ready and go out in Gallup. So she reminded me that there's a restaurant over here at Sky City. So we're going to go in and see if we can make it to the restaurant. I forgot my wallet this morning. And usually I carry all the important stuff, like her ID, in my wallet, because I'm the one that doesn't lose my stuff or leave it anywhere. And I left it at home. So we're gonna go see if we can get something to eat. If not, we're gonna head back to Gallup. Ooh, check these out. These look cool. MamaBear's a little sore. She tensed up pretty hard when we came across that barrel.
Yeah.
And it was right when we got out of Albuquerque, so it's like right when she hit 75 and everybody was cruising in like a little pack. So there was really nowhere to go. I'm glad she handled it the way she did. I trusted her instincts, and we are still here to go eat at this restaurant. This is a really old map, you guys. Getting some gas real quick before we get back on the freeway. We've got a little bit over an hour before we get back to the house. Made it back to Gallup. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Mama. Morning, baby.
Good morning.
Check this out, guys. Draven said he could buy Jerry's Cafe. Where's it at? Oh yeah, it's right here. And Cole Street's on there. Cool. Playground of Dreams. Church Rock Trail. This is kind of awesome. This is pretty awesome. Hogback Trail, Richardson, Sky City Park.
Downtown Gallup. Route 66. Orancho Hotel. Fort Wingate.
That's cool. Today's Tuesday and we are back to our normal days. We dropped the boys off at school and we're gonna go run to the north side real quick and then I'm gonna head to the shop. We cruised by this truck right here and I see these C8 Corvettes coming into town all the time. This is the first time I've seen one with Z06s on it. Look at these Z06s, you guys. Check out these brakes, man. Look at these things. Normal Z51 package, Z06 package. I'll bet that front end looks insane. Nice vets. Alright, you guys, I have made it to the shop. I was going to work on this van behind me, but the part is not in. So I will work on the Mustang until this comes in today. If not, I'll just do this tomorrow and I'll work on the Mustang all day. I'm still working on the gauges. I got a lot of wiring to do and I thought that this was going to be super easy. Just kind of hook it up and plug it in. But I underestimated what I'm doing. Not the fact that I can do it, but how much work it was going to be. So just a little bit more work. Nothing I can't handle. It's definitely a lot easier though with the Dakota digital gauges than if I ever tried to do this without all of what was pre-done already. This is how far I got. These are the instrument lights and these I don't need, so I have to cut these, cap them, and make sure they don't touch anything. These are still activated by the light switch. And then there's these two here and there's these two here. I've also got this, which is the original line for the water temperature gauge, and this is the constant voltage regulator wire, which is running throughout the gauges. That constant voltage regulator wire is also here with the oil pressure sensor, and this wire, as well as this water temperature sensor, I no longer need because these new ones came like this, and I've already got those plugged in. This is also that voltage regulator wire that I need to eliminate. So all of those need to be eliminated. And then on this side, this one needs to be tucked in the back. And instead of leaving a bulb on it, I think I'm going to put a resistor on this. And leave that on there. And then we got to run a separate line for voltage because of that. And then this one I'll eliminate as well. Eliminate those. So I need to run a power wire, a ground wire. I need to run a wire for the tachometer and for a shift light if they want to put a shift light on here. And then I need to also run a wire for the gauges to dim them down when the parking light is on. So I need to run one to the brake light. I was going to use these, but when I called Dakota Digital, I was advised not to use these since they ground to the gauges, which are metal cluster, and it's just one power wire. So I got to run a separate wire to the tail light for dimming down the gauges whenever the parking light comes on. These are lit from the back digitally, so I also got to hook up all these wires for the radio. This is a pretty cool old style looking radio, but this is Bluetooth and everything else that's more modern. So I'm going to run speaker wires and power wires. That's what I'll be doing today. So, I've been here over 4 hours now working on this, and I've got a lot of things done. I got the switch hooked up. This took a bit because the wiring was different on the diagram that came with the package. Then it was different than what we had here, so I had to figure these out and which switch was for which. And those are for the gauges. Usually on the gauges there will be two switches on the bottom, like here's the gauges. I'll show you guys in a bit. That's what those are for. And then I've also got power, and ground hooked up. So I grounded it. I've got the memory wire hooked up, the constant power, and then I've got the accessory hooked up, which actually turns the gauges on when the car is on. And I've got a few things on this side done, just the signal lights and the high beams. I still got to run a dimmer switch to the tail light, and I have to run a fuel sending unit ground line to there still. I was going through the gauges on here, and I had a few problems with this. So here's the heater control switch wiring harness for 1965, and in the later 1965 Mustangs there was just one yellow wire that went from the heater switch, which is this one, to the heater control, which is up there. In the earlier 1965 cars, this heater switch control was on a brown, red, and orange wire setup. This was supposed to plug into the heater control. This one was ordered for 1965, but I think it was the second half of 1965, because the wiring harness on here is red, blue, and yellow, which is in there, red, blue, and yellow. So that heater is wired up, but it's not wired into power from the dash. So that I have to figure out. Also, the windshield wiper switch. If we look at the wires coming out of here, you can barely see them, but there's a white one, a black one, an orange one, an orange with a black wire, and then a green one. And the green one turns to blue. So throughout here, the blue wire right here, the blue wire, the orange wire, and the black wire go to the windshield wiper motor. And this white one, the diagram says that this white wire right here is actually supposed to go all the way to that motor right there and ground it. I'm assuming to that little other clip right there. And it's supposed to go continuously from there to there. But on this one, it goes from here, and it's actually grounded. It's this wire right here. So it's grounded to here, and then the ground is regrounded down there. So I might just run a continuous wire just to make sure that works all right. But I got to figure out what wiring we're going to use first, because this is also one of the problems between 1965 and 1966. So the wiring for this is 1966, and because it's not an aluminum, this is all the wiring right here. Because it's not an aluminum, I can only assume that somebody had already changed out this wiper motor under here, because this is where these plug in right here. If somebody changed out this wiper motor and the wiring to a 1966 wiper motor, that would explain that. But I'll figure that out in a bit. Right now, I am working on the speakers. So I've got this speaker coming in from the kick panel right there, and then I've got this speaker. It's wired in twice. It's not really wired in twice. It's wired in once, but there's two sides to it. So the speaker takes care of it's like a mono speaker. It sits right in here, and it takes both left and right and sends it out one speaker. So this is the left input for the speaker. This is the left speaker in the kick panel in the front, and this is the right. This is the left rear speaker. So these are all three of the left side speakers. I'm going to wire these into the harness. I'm not going to put it on the radio yet, but I'm going to put it on this harness, which is cool because aftermarket radios, this is universal, the purple, gray, white, and green wires. Also the black ground wire, the yellow memory wire, red power wire, and the blue wires for, it's for remote. A lot of people use them for their antennas. If they turn their vehicle and their antenna pops out, I use these for an amp because I usually have a system in my vehicle. So I usually, oh yeah, see, amp control and power antenna. So I'm going to wire these into here and this, and then I'm just going to plug them into the back. Once I hook the battery up, should be able to see what's working and what isn't. Nice. Mama Bear brought me some lunch. I'm going to move from inside to the outside right now, and this is what I'm going to fix. So I've got this problem here with this little clip not fitting next to the distributor cap. So I'm going to switch these. I'm going to switch this one right here, which is the switch for the fan, and this one, which is the water temp sensor. So I'm going to switch this one and this one, just to make it a little easier for working on it, I guess. Mama Bear picked me up from the shop. She had the boys with her. We're all heading home, Grandma too. But we stopped real quick for some snow cones. The boys wanted some, so we stopped by.
Hi, bunny.
That's cool. He's just cruising all slow, foraging.
Aww.
This is what's for dinner, guys. I would love to say that I was in the room editing or something productive, but I was not. I was in there stressing out over things I shouldn't be stressing out over. The Rockies scored 5 runs in the first inning. No runs the whole game. And then the Marlins scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning.
This one?
And then they won the 10th.
Oh my god.
Yep, doggy, that's how I feel too.
Scared me.
So me and Jackie just brought some chicken feed to these little chicks. Well, they're getting bigger now. Sadly though, Mama's leghorns have passed. They were going one by one. Our friend, Josh, that we got the white leghorns from, he said that they were pretty old. They were 6 years old already. And they usually grow around 6 years old. So for us to have them for another couple of years was kind of nice. But as soon as we started introducing the other ones into the coop, I guess, they all started taking their vacation. Mama Bear took them pretty hard one by one. And now the coop is full of the new ones. We're gonna get some more leghorns because those were really good laying hens. The eggs were awesome, so we'll get some more. Alright everybody, that is going to be it for this video.
Thanks for stopping by, guys. And like always, thanks for all the love and support.
We totally appreciate it. You guys have an awesome rest of your day. Y'all stay safe out there.
You guys take care. Peace.
Later.